All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me for the last page in our reader's notebook for this lesson, for our lesson 7. We're going to go ahead and complete it together. You guys get to work on it at home with the paper that I sent home on Monday and your pencil. And I'm going to complete it here on the computer with you. So let's go ahead and start by writing our names at the very top. I'm going to write my last name, Cameron. Now, and just do the very best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just good practice, okay? The first thing we get to do for our worksheet is we're going to talk about our sensory words. So we're going to talk about these body parts that we see at the top of our page, okay? So right here in this area, we're going to start by talking about this body part right here. What is that, everyone? A nose. Very good. That is a nose. Now, what do we do with our nose? Good. We smell things with our nose, right? Okay, what's beside the nose? Hand. Very good, you guys. What do we do with our hands? We touch or we feel things with them. These are all things that we've learned. We talked about this in lesson 6. You guys remember with our sensory, or these are all of our sights and our sensories. We have 5 of them, right? Okay. What about the one in the middle? What body part do you see right in the middle of our page? That's right. It's an eye. What do we do with our eyes, you guys? Do we smell with our eyes? No, we see with our eyes. That's right. Very good. Okay, and then we have an ear. What do we do with our ear, you guys? Hear. Very good. And then very last, we have our, there's lips and like teeth, but we're going to just say mouth in general, okay? What do we do with our mouths, everyone? What sense do we use? Taste. That's exactly right. Okay. Now, what we get to do with this worksheet is we get to compare these items and then match them up. I couldn't think of the word. I apologize. So we're going to look at these items and then we're going to match them up with what item might go with what sense. So for example, the first item we have is an apple. And out of these senses, I feel like the mouth would go best with the apple because you would taste the apple using your mouth, okay? So you guys can go ahead and grab your pencil at home and draw a line from the apple to the mouth, okay? Next up, we have a bell. Does anyone have an idea of what sense we might use to hear a bell? If you said ear, you are correct. We use our ears to hear, and we would hear this bell. So therefore, we're going to draw a line from the bell to the ear. What's next? A feather. That's right. What is something we might use with this feather? Are we going to smell the feather? Are we going to touch the feather? Or are we going to look at the feather? Good. So we can feel the feather and we can touch we can feel the feather and we can see the feather. I apologize. But let's think about this. We have some other objects that might be suited better for seeing. So I'm going to say that the feather is going to go with our hand for touch. So go ahead and draw a line from the hand to the feather because we would be touching that feather and feeling that feather, okay? All right, everyone. What sense do you think we might be using if we smell a skunk? Smell a skunk. That's right. We're going to be using our nose. Very good. So we get to draw a line from our nose to the skunk. And then very last here, we have a piece of artwork. And we only have one body part left with this, which is our eyes. And so the reason why these match is because you're looking at the artwork, okay? You can see the artwork best. You can't really smell it. You can touch it, but you can't understand what it is. You can't hear it and you can lick it, but you're not going to understand what it is by tasting it. So therefore the eye and the sense of sight goes best with this piece of art. So go ahead and draw a line from the eye to the art. Good work, everyone. Now, the last thing we get to do on this worksheet is we get to write a cool sentence. So you guys get to say like, I taste the apple, or I hear the bell, or I touch the feather. I smell the skunk, right? That would be a pretty funny one to write. Or I see the art. So you get to use these senses and the things that they're matched with in order to make your sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and do the funny one, which is I smell the skunk, okay? You guys can do the same sentence as me, or you can come up with your own sentence at home, all right? So to start my sentence, I'm going to write a capital I. Now remember, we always have a space when we're writing a separate word. Okay, so I smell. I hear an S. L. And write the. THE. We know that because that's a sight word, right? The. I smell the. I smell the skunk. And we can go ahead and even put an exclamation point at the end of it because you know what? If we hear a skunk, we're probably going to be yelling it. And an exclamation point means to read it with excitement. So we could say, I smell the skunk. But anyways, so you can again copy the sentence that I wrote, or you can come up with your own sentence. I hope you guys have fun with this. Thanks for joining me today.